Today I'm going to show you my installation of solar panels on my 2022 Mercedes Sprinter 3500 XD. I will also discuss adding outboard lights to the sides as well as running boards to this vehicle. This page is about a man that bought his first pickup truck after he retired. He named it the Galaxy. This truck gave him so much capability that he decided to do more with it. So he bought this horse trailer and he wished to convert into an RV so he can travel around the country and enjoy life in a different way. And then he bought this 2022 Mercedes Sprinter 3500 XD that he can convert to VanLife so he can tow his motorcycles in his work trailer to different events around the country. I use this brand of double-faced solar panels to give me more efficiency. So I got the 2-pack. Each one of them is 200 watts. I just took the solar panels and laid them down on a padded surface and used the sliding bolts provided to go into the grooves of the cross members of my roof rack. It worked out pretty good, and I mounted them first before trying to put them on top of the truck. I use these type of bolts doing various parts of my installation. These screws laying in there, I just put it just enough to thread into the rail nut. Put it down here, raised up on the rail nut, stick it in. I have to do it with one hand, but I think you get what I'm trying to show you. There. All I gotta do is slide it down towards the other one. Slip that in just like I showed you. And then I'll show you how to make sure they're even. There, I slid it in. It's very loose. And what I'm gonna do, make sure each side is even so you won't have trouble fighting with the rail up top. On mine, 2.5 inches on that side, 2.1 inches on that side, make it even. And I just secure it down by using a wrench to tighten this down. Much easier than what I was trying to do when they were threaded nuts. These panels are moderately heavy, but you can deal with them. And once you attach them to the rail, it adds a little bit more weight. That's what it likes when it has both rails on it. So all I got to do is get some help putting it up there and thread those nuts into the rail. Solar panels are in. I kept them covered. Keep the sound from producing until I get them all hooked up. And then it was getting dark as I finished this part of the project, but I covered them with the padding that came with in the box with the solar panels, so they won't produce a whole lot of electricity when I attempt to hook up the electrical inside a little later. Here we are on the next day, and the wind blew off one of the covers, which I was able to recover later on. But it's no big deal. I just have to be careful when I'm hooking these things up later. Solar panels are in. I had the covers on them, trying to keep the sun from radiating them until I get them connected. But I'll take care of that again later. Here are the panels. It looks like the wires are a bit of a mess right now, but that's actually the wires that go from the membrane that's going to be wired through the truck. I'll clean all that up later on, and you'll see the progress when I put the membrane through the roof. The max air fan and 2 solar panels are installed. All I gotta do is run the membrane through and wire them up. It looks a mess now, but it'll be nice and neat later. I use these connectors to connect the wires from each of the solar panels, so there'll be one wire that goes into the membrane instead of trying to hook all the rest of them together. I also use a set of these on the inside of the van when I was using this from the solar and the DC to DC charger. Here you can see the membrane is installed.
That's the one closest to the Max Hair fan. But it looks pretty good. Nice and neat. These are the solar membrane that I purchased for this vehicle. That other item close to the rails is the membrane I used for the wirings of the lights that you'll see later. And this is the membrane I use for the outboard lights wiring to go through. Since I only needed one side of this, I sealed off the other side. I know it's hard to tell because they blend in so well with the rails, but there are black lights outside there that I use for outboard lights on both sides.
Roof rack is completely in. And from the bottom, all you see is these rails. You don't see the solar or that thing at all. I like that. Solar membrane power going through the roof.
I had extra cross members to just take up the space of the areas I didn't use. I do have enough space to add a third solar panel up here, which I will consider putting on later when I get around to it.
View from the back.
I got these outboard lights wired and got them, the wires covered now, and I think everything looks well together. I'll show you how these light works later on. These are the lights I chose for my outboard lights. I chose these particularly because they shoot lights to the side and not just forward. Here's the top view of the roof with everything installed. I think it looks nice, even though you won't be able to see them from the ground.
Just want to test the lights out, and I have DC power to them. I want to see what it's like. This is before I turn the lights on. Let's see if I can turn this on while I'm filming. Okay, there's my switch for the lights. I'll reach up. It's dark out. Here goes. Woohoo-wee! This is the light out now. Man, these things are bright. I can see everything on this side. Let's go see the other side. Oh yeah. They do what I planned on them to do. I know I got a little light from the background here, but that's good. Nice and bright. These are they from a distance. Maybe I should have put one on the back. I didn't think I needed it.
These lights really lit up the scene at night, and I really like them. I may consider putting some on the very back as well. We'll see. One last item I'd like to show you on this video are my running boards. For a short guy like me, they really make a difference. This is the brand of boards that I bought. I think they call them iBoards.
The running boards are installed. Nice and sturdy. Take it out to the other side. And that's the driver's side. Nice and sturdy. Get up in there. There, see? Nice and sturdy. The vehicle is shaking, but not the board.
I think the running boards made a nice curb appeal to the Sprinter. And even though they're more functional than anything else, but I have an opportunity or an availability to slide these out a little further to give more footroom as you're getting in and out, and they will not extend beyond the mirrors. So that's something to consider. Thank y'all for watching.